Talking about legends are more intimi and winning African best player or Pain Bra or more Asia. Because on your screen here, some of the legends are who never won Africa Player of the Year. But Omo Bobo no power Krumu Asia or my mu say this continent Nenya Asem Ketokra. We have Abu Treka, JJ Okocha, Michael Essien, and Yawo Poku, then Laurent Poku, yes, Kofor. Song, Asamoah Gyan and Seydou Keita. These were players. Our contribution on the continent was so high, but Omantimi and African best player. We Enenkuma Edi. What are the reasons? International you enjoy the next 6 minutes. Yaba in the studios, you know, Mustafa Ajidin, Odi Salah, Oba and Sapai, Nenandu, Nensadu, Otia, sound so ena Listo Mensa, and so Atanase. Maybe a course with the manner. I enjoy the reasons some of we Omantimi and winning the best player of Africa pen. Yaba Listo and Dim Eddie Omodi Beba.
The winner is...
Several legendary players have missed out on the African Football of the Year award. With the award bestowed to only one player every year, the prestigious award has been conspicuous by its absence in the glittering resumes of many African players. On that note, here is a look at 10 such players who never won the African Football of the Year award. Michael Essien, arguably football's most impressive specimen of the last 10 years. Essien exploded onto the scene as part of a terrific Lyon team before joining Chelsea in 2005. Once BBC African Player of the Year, Essien has been third on the podium for the CAF award, a remarkable 4 times and runner-up once. That title eludes him in reality that surely would have been if injuries had not bitten so hard. JJ Okocha. Okocha's sublime technical ability and flair was recognized by the BBC as he twice won the African Football of the Year award, one of the only 2 players to be honored more than once. He never claimed the CAF award, but runner-up on 2 occasions. He was named among the 125 greatest players in history by Pele. Mohamed Aboutrika. Aboutrika is an incredible character and a cult of personality who has been the artist in the heart of El Ahly and Egypt over the last prodigiously successful decade. He was the BBC African Football of the Year in 2008 and runner-up in the CAF award that same year. He was once considered by England-based Italian journalist Gabriel Marcotti to be the finest player not plying his trade in Europe or South America. Rigobert Song, a wild boy earlier in his career, Tonton has gently emerged as the wise old head of Cameroonian football, becoming an African icon in the process. Song remains, along with Zinedine Zidane, the only player to be sent off at 2 World Cups. A 2-time AFCON winner, Song was the tournament star man in 2002 as the indomitable Lions retained their continental crown. He has represented the Central African Giants at a remarkable 4 World Cups, the most of any player on the list. Sami Kufuor, a fine central defender who at the turn of century was considered among the finest in Europe. He was twice the runner-up in the African Football of the Year award and a 1-time BBC African Player of the Year winner. He enjoyed a hugely successful 12 years at Bayern Munich, where he won 4 German Cups and 6 domestic league titles. Seydou Keita. His contributions at Barcelona, where he was an important figure without consistently holding down a first-team spot, were rarely anything less than excellent. Keita came second in running for African Football of the Year in 2011, beating Olimba Yaya Toure.
It's faded dangerously. Ghana have opened the scoring. And it's Asamoah Gyan who...
A step away from the genuinely elite end of the club competition and the persistent failings at a continental one with Ghana has affected Gyan's incredibly promising career. Gyan is the all-time leading goal scorer of the Ghana national team with 51 goals. With 6 goals, he's the top African goal scorer in the history of the World Cup. Gyan won the BBC African Footballer of the Year award in 2010. Kolo Touré, another of Cote d'Ivoire's famed golden generation. Touré is an athletic, imposing centre-back who has had his fair share of controversy and mishap. One of Arsene Wenger's invincibles, the €150,000 signing from ASEC Mimosa represents one of the Frenchman's finest acquisitions. Laurent Pokou, second place African Footballer of the Year in 1970 and third place 3 times later. Pokou was a big game player and he considered one of the continent's finest forwards, an excellent dribbler and a terrifically efficient finisher. Hossam Hassan, one of many Egyptians to struggle the ball. Hassan's legacy is built upon his relentless success with Al Ahly, the Pharaoh's national side. He remains the North African top scorer of all time with 68 goals in 176 outings. 7 of those came during the 1998 Cup of Nations where he was the top scorer.